Boom. We're live.
Boom. Sweet.
There's two of us now, but things change and stuff happens. My name is Bob. Joining me live right now is Mr. Jared Yeager.
Not from a bunker in Culver City.
Yeah, from a different area with an interesting poster. Girls Make Games.
Bam.
This is a thing we participated in a bit ago.
In a mini conference room.
Joining us later will be Mr. Tim Groutman, who had to do something. Do you know what he had to do?
I don't know. He's probably grokking.
He's grokking somewhere. And Kelly Santiago before she leaves to a crazy new trip that
Brazil.
Spoiler
alert.
Yeah, you just ruined the surprise, Jim.
Yeah, where in the world is Kelly Santiago has been spoiled?
Yeah, until then, I'm growing out my mustache.
From Movember?
Yeah, but we can talk about the latest and greatest OUYA news and things in a very slow pace as we wait for everybody else to join.
Oh, we don't have to burn time. We got plenty of stuff to talk about.
A measured pace. Oh, wow. Okay, well then we should probably jump right into it in a segment that we like to call Just the Facts with Jared Yeager.
Sweet. First of all, hope everyone is enjoying Chick Johnny, the OTA update that went out there. Lots of great stuff. Bob and James did a wonderful job covering everything. We do know some of you have had some issues, like any software update. There's always going to be some bugs. So the team is taking all that into consideration, or not just consideration, they're reviewing everything that you're saying to customer support. So any issues you have, please send to them. They'll get straight to our engineers. They'll work on hotfixes for any issues that we reproduce and things that we've covered from you. So please send the best repro steps that you can get for any of the issues that you're having. It looks like a couple of the more severe ones are for people who may have previously rooted their console or did any kind of modifications, and there are steps that I believe some people, customer support, and others have shared for how to keep those issues from happening if you have ever did that. OUYAforum.com is a great place to go for people who also have good tips on how to troubleshoot any issues. And thank you, OUYA Forum, for also sending us any of the issues that you've received. The team is hard at work on making sure that the hotfix will get rid of any of the little bad stuff and make sure all that sweet goodness is still in the update for you. So thank you very much for just being great, I guess, players, consumers, developers, all of that in reviewing the update along with us. We couldn't make it as great as it is without you, so thank you for that. Along with the OTA, obviously it's been our first bundle, so we're really excited about the NXIL bundle with Choplifter and Bard's Tale. That's at least going to run through this upcoming Thursday. Excited to announce that the .emu bundle is going to launch tomorrow. It's going to be incredible savings and deal for everyone. Normally all 5 of their games are $17.99, and you're being able to get all of them for $9.99 starting tomorrow in one awesome bundle. So thank you, .emu. And we're going to have other great bundles coming along the way. Right now, bundles are set up on our side. So you want to reach out to me, Jared, at ouya.tv if you want to create a bundle for all of your games. Or if you are, if 2 or 3 developers, if you want to team up and create your own bundle, you can come to me and we can put that together for you as well. So again, the bundles are not limited to single developers. Right now, they do have to be coordinated and set up through us. But we're going to keep working on ways for you to be able to do that on your own. But it's also just great to work with us because then we can coordinate all the promotion around those bundles. So yeah, feel free to hit me up whenever you want to get one put together, and we'll take it from there. We can even create the tile art for your bundles if you'd like, or you can create it yourself. That's pretty much it on the bundle front. As far as other cool new happenings, Eldon McGinnis, also one of our big active forum members, just released Booty Call for OUYA. It is not a crazy dating game. It is a really cool app for the platform, and he launched it with a 33% off sale for the launch week. So definitely check that out.
Pirate themed?
It is not pirate themed. You can go into the details to kind of go over it, but it's up on OUYA.tv now. Full details on how it works. If you want to review that and do the rundown for everyone, because I'm not from my OUYA to kind of go through all the details on it. But along with that, we are now under 14 or under 15 games and apps to 1,000 games, which is super cool. So probably in the next week or two, we will hit that 1,000 game mark. And there's going to be some cool things going on around that. OUYA Forum is getting ready for some cool happenings there. So if you are not on OUYA Forum, definitely sign up there to check out what Kill Switch, Riot Inspector, and all the crew over there has planned for that. And we were talking to OUYA Central TV about helping them get some cool things out there leading up to the 1,000th game launch. So yes, that's going to be really super cool. I probably said super cool an exponentially super cool amount of times. And for other sales this week, God of Blades will be going on sale tonight by midnight, 60% off for a week. And So Many Me will be on sale starting tomorrow for 33% off. Other cool happenings, again, the word of the week is cool. Cat Lateral Damage Early Access is live, so if you were a backer for the Free the Games Fund for that campaign, the developer will be giving you free vouchers to play the game, or you can buy in right now, early access. It's also featured in the Alpha Beta channel. Farsight Studios also released Ghostbusters Pinball Arcade. You can play that for free to try right now. It's outside of the Pinball Arcade game app because it is an original pinball. It's not one of the true archived, real-life existing machines. So those who are asking about why it's a separate game, that's the main reason why. And as mentioned before, Beat Drift came out last week, donation-based if you want to support the developer, but otherwise 100% free to play. So definitely check that out. We also have upcoming this week from Bob and company a cool Skulls of the Shogun OUYA Presents, so you'll be able to get that weekly dose this upcoming Friday. And I think that might be all the main facts. I think I covered all the bundle stuff that one would want to know. Again, anyone who's on OUYA Forum, Twitter, Facebook, Google+, if any questions, who want to grill us right now about anything, feel free to jump on and go over that with us, and we will answer them on the show. And then for tomorrow, Bob, do you reveal what the Twittering is going to be? I think you're pretty excited about this one.
I don't know. Should we keep it a secret? What will result in more people coming and hanging out with us? That's what I...
Probably giving them a heads up about what it's going to be.
So, tomorrow, we're going to play a little game called Hard Time. And it's not really a game as much as it is a lifestyle. So in Hard Time, you've committed a crime, and we jump in as the playable character, serving time in the big house. That's about. I mean, if you're not interested yet, then get this. It's by Matt Dickey, Matt. I think it's Matt Dickey, who's doing the Wrestling Revolution games, and so he takes the engine and applies the silliness of pseudo-comedic jail time adventures to a wrestling engine. So hilarious hijinks ensue. It's really good. So we're gonna show that off tomorrow. Booty call rundown. You want a booty call rundown, Jared?
What did you say?
Want a booty call rundown?
Yeah,
want me to describe the app booty call?
Let's do the booty call.
Okay.
Actually, Eldon is in the forums too, talking about it.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, so it looks like I could just read it, but I'll skip the intro. Booty Call allows you to choose any installed application to start up when your OUYA boots, and also return to it when you exit another application. It also includes a service that makes sure you are never left without a paired controller on boot by launching the OUYA pairing screen if no controller is detected in a configurable amount of time. So this is awesome. Should probably hand it over to the engineers and be like, "Hey guys." Right, Tim? Hey, whoa,
yeah,
Tim Grauman's here.
Booty Call launched Tim into the discussion.
Yeah, I just launched it, and here I am. It's that good.
Now, whenever I log out, Tim Groutman will appear.
Yep.
On a live feed.
That'd be amazing if Booty Call was like, what's that app? Press for Pizza? That app where you just press a button and then pizza shows up?
What?
Have you not heard about this?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, it's an app you download. You add all your I guess you link in local chains or whatever. You press the button for pizza, and it finds a local pizza place, and then you can only order cheese pizza, but it takes care of everything. Your credit card's on file, so it does the payment and everything, and the tip, and then some guy shows up at your house 30 minutes later with pizza.
Can we get it on OUYA?
It's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
Let's reach out. I think it's on Android. Let's get it.
Yeah, we should totally get that.
Yeah, while you're playing, press P for pizza.
Video games and pizza are like.
But yeah, but if there was like a developer thing where you just press G for Grotman, and then Grotman showed up in your Skype and started helping you, that'd be pretty amazing.
Yeah, man, I think we should add it to the context menu. You know, when you double tap the system button, you can order
Nice.
pizza right there.
You can order Tim Cowman.
Yeah. Live chat.
With extra pepperoni.
I didn't get to introduce you, Tim.
Let's rewind it.
From somewhere in the Seattle region is Mr. Tim Groutman, the illustrious.
Hi.
Hey, Tim.
Hey.
How are you doing?
Doing good. Been working on a bunch of engines and stuff.
Yeah, for the OTA.
Yeah, so we had OTA, so like I pushed out like a Unity plugin, a Marmalade plugin. I'm wrapping up a few changes for the Corona one. I've almost got Construct 2 in-app purchases set up. Yeah, so rolling out a bunch of changes. I updated docs and that kind of thing.
Do you have anything that we can grok with today?
Yeah, I could show you my event sheet. You want to see my event sheet?
What's this for?
Construct 2, the event sheet.
Oh, you're working on a Construct 2 project?
More like it's the in-app purchase plugin for Construct 2.
So this is right. So this is how beginner programmers using Construct 2 can put their game on OUYA.
Yeah, without writing any code.
That sounds pretty rad.
So I'm pretty close. I just got receipts to show up, so I just have to do products and have products show up, and then you could show which one's selected, and then request purchase, and then.
Can we see it?
That's ready to go. Yeah, I can show you what it looks like.
Okay, well then I guess that means that it's time for us to grok with Groutman.
All right. So here we go. I'll screen share.
And
okay, so first thing I would start with, okay, Construct 2, it's the engine we're talking about.
Yep.
And
what is Construct 2 for the uninitiated?
So Construct 2 is a visual scripting engine. So you don't have to write any code. They have a free version where you can do up to 100 events in your event sheet. And yeah, it's visual programming. So everything is visual. You have an event sheet, and I'm going to show you the event sheet I've been putting together. So I have this basic app here where use the D-pad to navigate between these buttons, and it'll highlight which button you're on. And you can adjust the safe area. You can get the gamer info, which gives you the user's username and their user ID. So you can say, hey, Bob, welcome to the game, whatever. And then have a way to request receipts, so you can make sure that people have bought your game. Then request purchase, for buying stuff. And request products gives you the product info. So if you want to get the description, local price, all that stuff to display, that's there. And so I've been adding some plugins, some JavaScript plugins for Construct 2 to connect these type of events. So you hadn't seen this before, but okay, so there's two parts to a Construct project. You have your layout, where it's kind of a visual drag and drop thing where you can place your text and sprites. And then your event sheet is where everything happens. And I've done these groups. That's the thing with the big letters. And you have your global variables up top for like figuring out what button you're on, or purchasing stuff, or adjusting the safe area. And here's some new things I've added. So before there wasn't, I added some new actions. So when the layout first loads, it initializes the plugin. So right in here, I've got this new event where you can specify your developer user ID from the developer portal. And if we look back at this thing, okay, so my new plugin thing, it adds OUYA SDK to your action list once you have a OUYA SDK in your layout. And then I've been adding all these are conditions. So I added a bunch of different conditions and actions for these categories. So like if you're working with the gamer info or products or purchases or receipts or changing this safe area, or I added a special like shutting down the app. So you have these actions to select from, and the first one you want to do is initialize the plugin. So you want to add the initialization values, and here's where you put in your key, and it'll pre-populate probably with this, but I'll add screenshots of all this stuff in the documentation. And then there's the value of your user ID from the developer portal. So you add your init values, and then there's an action to initialize the OUYA plugin. So then that happens, and then I've added these new events for you can detect if there's a failure to initialize, and you can do some action related to that, and this event will fire. And there's the success action. You know, when you've initialized and it succeeds, you know you can now make in-app purchase API requests and that kind of thing. And so in my case, I have this status label as everything's happening. So it's just this text label, and as an event happens, I'm just changing the text to say, hey, it's initialized, or hey, you just requested some products, or waiting on this, waiting on that. And yeah, so then I've added a bunch of conditions. So I have conditions for initialization, conditions for requesting the gamer info, and they pretty much all have they have a success event, a failure event, a cancel event, and then you can do your handle those events however you want. In this case, I'm just setting that status text. Requesting products, same kind of thing. So these are the events when you get the callbacks. And then farther down, so events for requesting a purchase, like if your request for a purchase succeeds, you know they bought the thing, and then you can enter, like, you can now hide the buy button or something, or unlock the full game, that kind of thing. Requesting receipts, same thing. That's how the callbacks to detect something happened. And I've been working on this last little bit here, where it's like, okay, there's a successful request to get the receipts, and then I want to loop through all the receipts that I have. So then I update the little status text to say, hey, I've got this many receipts up here. So I show the count, and then I'm debugging a little bit here. Got it hooked up now, where I loop through all the receipts, and then I can get the local price and the generated date and the identifier for each of the receipts as I do a little loop. Here, system. Okay, so I was able to use a for loop, and I cancel that.
And this is all, you're doing all of this, I recognize, in the Construct 2 event sheet.
Yeah, so this is the event sheet. There's no programming here. This is all just...
You can learn how to use this in like the first tutorial on Construct 2, which is pretty awesome.
Great.
Which is free.
Even better.
Yeah.
So here I'm kind of learning as I go for how I'm gonna display the receipts. I'm trying to like create a little UI item for each receipt I detect, and then have a little selector and to look at the details. And yeah, so okay, so there's request receipts conditions that happen, and you can look at the receipts. For failure, it has like an error code and an error message, and then cancel, you know, if for whatever reason the request was canceled. Then there's the safe area thing, so you can adjust the safe area border around your game, and got success and failure when you set those things. And then again, shutdown. If you shut down your game, you want to know that yes, the request was accepted and it's going to shut down, and you can say bye user, whatever. Or if it failed, you can try and do it again. And then for the UI portion of the screen, so I've got all these buttons, and basically I assigned a button index to each button. So in the layout, let's see what I start with, 0. So when the 0 button is selected, then it highlights this one with the orange text. Otherwise, the orange part disappears, and then it's just a plain button. And when you go left and right, it just changes the button index, and then that's how you can see which button is selected. So based on the button index, I'm either setting visibility or setting invisibility on that little orange sprite for all those buttons. And I have some more input stuff, like when they push the pause button, the menu button, it highlights it sets some text to say pause was detected. It sets the button index to 5, so that immediately highlights this pause button, and then the focus just goes there. And then if you didn't hit the menu button, there's these else cases where if you press the left on the D-pad, it's going to make the button index go left, and if you press right, it's going to go right up to the max of 6. And when you have the fourth button, so when you're on the safe area button, up and down on the D-pad, it'll make the safe area come in and add to the border and take it away. So, and it does little increments of 0.1 because it ranges from values from 0 to 1. So you can tweak that with the D-pad up and down. And I'll have a similar thing for when you request the product list. Up and down will select the product you're going to buy when you do the request purchase. And then when you click the different buttons, it will set text to say it's doing something. And I can show you what it looks like. Oh, I did quite a bit of other stuff too. So I added some helper scripts. So if I want to publish this, I can say export project. You do it to an HTML website. I've been putting it in a build subfolder on the examples. Next, and export. And it just takes a second and it's done exporting. And then if I want to see that on the OUYA, I've got this nice script here. I just hit run package, and that automatically takes the HTML5, builds it up, packages it up, installs it on the OUYA, and when that's done, I can run it or stop it just by running these scripts. So it takes a little bit. You can see it's signed it, and it's automatically installing it. You don't have to worry about where it's putting it. And it's automatically copying all the customizations. Like there's a custom Android manifest. There's custom icons for the examples. There you go, construct in-app purchase, and then there's a big splash screen, quite exciting. And then we have some custom values where it customizes the app name. And by running this package, it's copying it into the HTML5 scripts and building it for us. Anyways, now it's done, and I need to open up the capture software so you can see it, and then I can show you it running. Here we go. And then there's other cool stuff about this, like while your Construct2 app is running on the OUYA, you can use the Chromium debugger to step through if you need to debug the code. Here we go. So here's the app. Here we go. So here we go. Using the D-pad, I can switch between the active sprites, and then I have the safe area thing where if I go
Sweet.
down, here, doesn't help that that's doing that there. Oh. Okay, so up increases the safe area amount until there's no border left, and then going down adds the full border. I can hit the pause button and it'll switch to pause. It says pause detected. I can request gamer info. So while that button's selected and I hit the O button, it will go and get the username and user ID. Requesting receipts, I can run that. And it gets the receipts.
So do you use this, Tim, to populate like the on pause menu that pops up?
Yeah, if you want that one, you double tap the menu button,
And
and
that's just run through our.
yeah, that's part of our thing. But
Mhm.
um, if you want to detect like them just hitting the pause button to show your own pause button or your own pause dialogue or whatever,
Got it.
uh, that's how you detect that. And then I can request products. You can't see it visually, but if I show you the log that's running, when I hit the button, it prints and it's getting the data. I just have to add the last part to display it. So like when the products button would be focused, I'll show the products, and then up and down will select the one to purchase, and then going to request purchase would open up the purchase dialog like that, and I can purchase stuff now with Corona. See, check it out. Pretty cool. And then if I get the receipts, it's like, yes, there's the receipt. And I'm working on the display stuff, so now it's showing the same receipt twice. But yeah, so lots of cool updates.
That's awesome.
I'll probably have this done by the end of today, and then I'll move on to Corona, where I need to do something to the activity to handle on-process activity result. And then that will be able to go out. And I went through a lot of the examples, and they all have icons now.
This is cool, man.
Some other cool stuff you can do is if I just run the stop script here, like it remotely stops the app from running, or I can remotely run it by just running the run script, and it'll launch the example. I did a similar thing so that's the Construct 2 in-app purchase example. There's also a virtual controller example. It's got the same scripts where I can just run them. It'll launch the app. So there we go. There's the virtual controller example for Construct 2. And then the same stuff for Marmalade. So if you're doing virtual controller for Marmalade, I can run the release build. There we go. So that runs the Marmalade app. There we go. I should change the background to cornflower blue because everybody likes cornflower blue. Okay, and then there's in-app purchase for that. What else? Unity. So I posted the Unity plugin updates. So if I look at, okay, so if I go to the docs and OUYA Everywhere, and here's the different engines that support OUYA Everywhere input now. So Unity. Here we go. So I updated a bunch of the docs here. Okay, so to start with, there's the releases. So if you want to get your Unity the latest Unity package, it's right there in the GitHub releases, and that's the core SDK. So it's got the new community content APIs in it, and this is the version where you just import it into your project. You don't have to build the Java plugin or native plugin. It's already built for you, and you just build and run, and you're good to go. Then I also packaged up the Unity examples. So if you're starting from scratch or you want to see examples, you just import core, and then you import this project, and you can get all the examples for doing OUYA stuff. And then I have like a starter kit. That's also in the releases where it's just basic setup for, it's got the first scene, it's got a splash screen, and then it's got a main menu and a game, and it switches between the scenes, and it's got some basic navigation all built in. And yeah, so there's been quite a few plugin updates. Stay tuned for the Corona in-app purchase thing. I'm going to be wrapping that up, and you'll be able to do purchases in your Construct 2 games.
Slow clap.
Yeah, there you go.
That's awesome. You want to answer some questions, man?
Yeah, there's a bunch all of a sudden.
Yeah, they're mostly from Eldon, it looks like, but so we'll do some of each. I think the first one Eldon asked. Can we get rid of the OUYA Home option in the overlay? It seems redundant and takes some of the power away from alt launchers.
Yeah, he talks a lot about he's working on his own launcher,
Mm-hmm.
so he's kind of launcher centric.
Yeah.
Well, it's already live, the booty call.
Yeah, well, he's writing a launcher, so
Yeah.
if he does his own custom like menu overlay thing, it's probably got like OUYA in it, and we just need to make it a little more brandable or co-brandable or whatever, so he can put the name of his launcher on it instead of hard coding it to say OUYA or something. So, yeah, I guess we'll just have to add tickets for these things. So a lot of other stuff, cloud-based saving, we don't have that in the API yet, but we can talk about it internally and see when that's coming.
Any chance you guys could join in on the multiplayer mayhem with OUYA Central TV? Was a blast this Saturday that just passed. That sounds cool.
I actually played with them a couple weeks ago. It was the day after Race for Your Life launched. I played with OUYA Central TV and OUYA Brew. Actually, I think it might have just been Central TV. Played with them, I think it was like a Tuesday, like a random play session. It's probably one of the simplest games, Race for Your Life, if you want to jump in and out of local multiplayer play, because it's online. The lobby loads up pretty quick, and then you're off to the races, pun intended. So, yeah, it's always fun to do. It just depends if schedules and everything line up. And if we get enough advance notice, I'm always happy to jump into some multiplayer.
Cool. Q done. Is that every time you thought about selling a console with 2 controllers, often the other consoles only come with 1. It's a cool idea, Sean, from Sean Gooding.
Also, speaking of controllers, if you go onto OUYA.tv, you can now buy the Anthracite controllers directly from our storefront.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. So the new one is, will we have a bundle shortcut on the OUYA website? I think that requires some amount of engineering, but we did ask for that. So
yeah, we are looking into that.
Take some
Absolutely.
time.
Very good question and request. But we are definitely looking into that.
I mentioned that this is Eldon Tim. I mentioned the OUYA Home bit because there is an exit and OUYA Home option. Oh, Jared's gone. Are you there, Tim?
Okay. So there's an exit and OUYA Home option.
Yeah.
Talking about buttons. Let's see. Okay, so I know about this one, right? So if I tap the home button, then we get the system menu. Is he talking about the system menu? Or is he just talking about the home button?
I don't know. Maybe he'll respond.
Because actually, I don't see OUYA anywhere on here except for the top right.
What was the question?
I already moved it.
It's gone.
Talking about home and exit. He's not talking about like behind the scenes stuff. Tim, I don't think.
Yeah, it's probably like, I don't know if I haven't played around with launchers too much, but
Right. Yeah, he's
maybe
launcher centric, like you said.
Oh, you
yeah,
mentioned the logo
so if I
thing.
go to
Gotcha.
Yeah, so if I do exit game, it probably goes back to the OUYA launcher, and he probably wants it to go back to his launcher. And return to game, probably wants to be able to customize everything, basically.
Topical question. We were talking about it earlier. In 2 days, it will be the SB Games Brazilian Symposium on Games. Have you heard of it? It is a very important event for game developers in Brazil. Jared's looking.
It is.
Jared's looking.
Yeah.
Over.
In fact, Kelly's going to be at that.
Kelly here.
Yeah, give her a minute.
Okay, give her a minute.
Someone in the...
He's muted, but he's saying somebody's asking about SB Games. It's me, Jared. Okay, I'm gonna put it on Jerry.
Off the mute.
Oh, there he is. He's back.
It's where in the world is that?
Kelly, have you heard of SB Games? It's a Brazilian symposium on games.
Why, funny you should ask that. I am headed there tonight, and we'll be delivering a keynote there on Friday.
Cool. That came in from Andrews Nicholas. So if you're going to go to the show, you should go to Kelly's keynote, Andrews. What's the keynote about? Can we know?
Yeah, it's about my journey into games, what inspires me about working in games, and hopefully will give the audience some inspiration to make better games in the future.
Stuck on mute. Sorry. Cool. That was yeah. We figured that was a good question. So
yes,
Kelly, everybody.
My last trip for a little while.
You just got back from Game Connection. How'd that go?
Yeah. Well, it's also co-located with Paris Games Week. So that was pretty cool to see new stuff that people are interested in and meet developers over there. Of course, I was talking to a lot of indie developers who can't afford to fly out here to the various conferences that we have in the United States. So that was the best opportunity because otherwise I wouldn't get to meet them.
Cool. Well, that was, unless there's, other
Cool.
questions. But yeah, thanks for popping in. Tim, Clone99T says, will you guys add a matte black OUYA to the store, or was that limited edition?
Well, we've actually got, well, there is actually the matte black or anthracite. It's the same as the 16 gigabyte limited edition, except it's in 8 gigabits or gigabytes, and it's available Amazon, Target.
I think he's talking about this guy.
Oh, they're asking Matt?
Is he talking about Matt Bishop?
Oh, I get it. You get a Matt Bishop edition OUYA.
A Matt Bishop edition OUYA?
It'll just be like an axe.
Yeah.
I'd buy that.
Matt would buy that for $1.
Nice.
So sorry, you were actually giving an actual answer.
I know, I should have done that. Yeah, so you can get the matte black 8 gigabyte OUYA at Target, Amazon, and other fine retailers, and you can also get the matte black controller on OUYA.tv along with the silver OUYA still. And actually, just as a reminder for devs, you can buy refurbished OUYAs at a discount via our site as well. Via special link. So if you want to know what that link is, hit us up. An OUYA forum also posted it too. But you can hit us up if you want to, office hours, if you want a link to the refurbished controllers or console kits or consoles by themselves. Start developing right away. Going back to the matte black OUYA, the 8 gigabyte version has the same improvements with the controller and Wi-Fi range as the limited edition one. So the only difference is the internal storage. All the other bells and whistles and the texture, feel, look of it is exactly the same.
Sweet. Thank you. This might be a Tim question. With the TV safe borders, it says 10% margin between UI elements and the edge of the screen, but on the Google design, it's more like 5%. Do you mean the top margin plus the bottom margin equals 10%? I know that that's like a rough estimation, right, Tim?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's adding the numbers together. When it comes to the Construct 2 plugin, you're just setting a value between 0 and 1. So 0 for full borders and 1 for no borders. So you don't have to necessarily figure it out. It's already built in.
It's really about there's some amount of leniency the QA has where it's like, if it's the edge of an image or something, but you can still tell what the image is, then you're fine. But it's like if there are critical prompts or like text for the game that's getting cut out or like anything like that, like UI elements, like if you have a laser and there's only a certain amount of shots in it, but that is within that zone, that means that some TVs that have overscan enabled, right, Matt?
What was that?
Never mind. So that means that they may display a little bit wonkily. So that's why we put in the padding of around 10%.
Yeah, I never really knew if overscan was less screen space
Right.
or overscan was the proper amount of screen space.
Yeah.
But don't believe what you hear on social media about it not actually being a problem. There's still a significant number of TVs out in the wild that don't show the full resolution of what you think you're putting up to it. So that 10% on the sides might seem arbitrary, or might seem like, unnecessary because modern televisions and all sorts of good technology. But it's a real epidemic, people.
Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
Don't believe the hype.
You are more likely to encounter somebody who has that missing 10% of screen space than you are to catch Ebola
Yeah.
in the U.S.
That's just statistical.
It is.
The best way to try that out is probably take your OUYA to a Walmart and then just use their array of TVs to see if you can find a bad one. Just try on lots of TVs or
Rick,
pizza
sir,
places
what
or
are
whatever.
you to our TVs? I'm just playing, man. Free in the games, man. System menu. So Eldon says he'll email you a screenshot, Tim. So Eldon, email Tim, T. Graupman, TGRAUPMANN at ouya.tv.
I think you said TR.
TGR Graupman. T. Graupman. Not
With two N's.
Graupman.
Yep.
We can't click those links in the comment section, Eldon, but people can cut paste them to see what he's talking about.
Yeah, I could. Oh, no, I can select it. There we go. I was like, what?
Will you guys have a holiday OUYA? What does he mean, like a... We're gonna make it out of...
holiday.
A holiday edition, maybe.
I'm pitching to Julie a gingerbread edition, so you get 5 or 6 gingerbread slices.
With an old version of Android on it, Android gingerbread.
Yeah, and then you get frosting and gumdrops, and then the little PCB, and you slot the PCB into the what did I say? Graham crackers?
Things, yeah.
Not graham crackers.
Yeah, that's what's on a gingerbread house.
No, it's gingerbread.
Gingerbread. But you use graham crackers usually, right?
No, you can use gingerbread.
This reminds me, who is the friend of Landon that released that game on OUYA? It's something cake where the trailer has him putting whipped cream all over the OUYA in it.
Void Kick.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Holiday name Mush. It's Mush something on Twitter. He changes it all the time. Matthew Martino.
We'll definitely do a winter holiday, I think, theme playlist. There's a lot of good winter games to place there. But we're not going to be one of those places that starts doing the holidays in early November.
We're
going to wait till December for that. We're not jumping the gun. I saw a Best Buy holiday ad 2 days before Halloween. That was insane.
You know what you can do? You can take the PCB out of your OUYA and put it inside of the turkey, and it'll still run at least for a minute.
Maybe it might heat up the turkey a little bit.
Yeah, before some giblets get in the fan.
Yeah, you're supposed to actually take the giblet packet out of the turkey before you cook it.
Did you learn that in your turkey practice, Tim?
Yeah, there's the neck and then the other thing. You have to pull those out.
So your first turkey, did you end up with melted plastic in there of giblets when you did it the first time?
Tim?
No comment?
My first turkey, the stove broke and it cooked for 4 hours and it was still frozen.
The stove broke. I'm having trouble changing my controller batteries. Matt sent me a battle axe. Can Matt send me a battle axe so I can do it correctly?
Ignoring all of the.
But that's a throwing
pure
axe.
Just like insurance reasons. Why no? Do you really think that I would give up battle axes that I had access to?
That's true. Good point.
You gotta get your own. That's how this works.
We got this one it was $9 on Amazon, and I think every home should have a battle axe in it, or a throwing axe.
We could probably send Matt instead to change your battery in person.
Yeah, Matt can go over. Email Matt at ouya.tv, and see if you're anywhere near him. He'll come by. Ryan is on the other side of the glass of my office. I wish I could show you his face.
Okay, so I think I know what Eldon was asking. So he sent a screenshot of the system menu, and I'm betting that it's got some label here. See the OUYA up in the corner, and maybe that's showing on top of his launcher. So he wants to be able to like remove that, so he has a clean.
Tough cookie. No, I'm just kidding. No, he's saying no. He's saying
office hours.
No, this got linked. There's a guy making a launcher, and he's saying that this right here, he wants to be able to not show up on his launcher. But I'm like, what?
Well, you want OUYA on your
Really,
launcher.
it seems like an ad for Roku to me when you use
Yeah,
it.
I've seen people also request that where we have the OUYA logo right now, they want there to be a clock there, and then move the OUYA logo to the bottom right-hand corner.
We could make the O a analog clock.
That would be amazing.
Yeah. Let's do that. I'll put in a Jira for it.
Actually, or you could just say right now that that is a clock and it's always OUYA time. Bam!
Oh man, my face melted a little bit. Who should I email about exclusivity? You can email all of us at officehours@ouya.tv and we'll all get a hold of it and check it out. So show us what's a good thing to show us if you're talking about something like that. Gerard Depardieu.
You mean if you want to do an exclusive launch?
I think that's what he is talking about. Yeah.
He doesn't have to show anything if he wants to launch exclusively, and we'll put you on the only on OUYA channel.
That's such a good answer.
Yeah. You don't have to show us anything. Anyone's welcome to make their game only for OUYA.
Yeah.
But if you're using us for anything, whether it's funding or whatever, I mean, definitely, it always helps to have some sort of demo of your game on any kind of platform that we can check out.
Yeah.
Any documentation for it, examples of previous games you may have done, worked on, all that good stuff. Really, the more that you can show, the better, always.
Tove Leal asked something a while back, and I need to get to it. Can Construct 2 games can support player content? ?
Yeah, he's probably wondering when I'm going to add the community content API to Construct 2. So after I get in-app purchases working, we'll start to look at based on interest how the different engines where we expose that. So, but if you want to just email office hours. Let us know.
Cool.
Eldon says that we actually didn't get what he wanted us to see in that picture. I'm asking him what it exactly is. I think he says there is an exit and OUYA home. I think there's like an option that's missing. On the menu, I get home, and in game, I get an exit game.
Can you zoom in on that guy, Tim? Sorry. He should email us, right, Jared?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, draw on the picture to illustrate what you're pointing at, probably. I was looking ahead at the next thing. He's talking about it. Yeah, he's talking about a Turkey IDE, and basically this is the Turkey IDE where you wear a turkey hat while you're programming to program faster. It works every time, trust me.
Got it. What were you saying, Jared?
Oh, I see. He says on the left-hand side in the list there is exit and OUYA home. The menu on the left-hand side. OUYA home being right below exit, I guess because it's the same thing.
He says he's going to email Tim.
Cool.
It's part of the Turkey IDE. Oh, that's funny. Sean's yes-anding. Sean knows how to improv. Is it possible for an OUYA app to run at aspect ratios other than 16:9, such as 4:3 or 21:9? Without black bars, if I code those settings into my game, from Jonathan Felton.
We need those kind of TVs. That sounds like a big portrait-style TV. Maybe for like a kiosk or something.
A lot of like vertical shooters, and even just went back to the screen and saw the turkey heads. For vertical shooters, even Towerfall, you can always just do a wallpaper thing that kind of fills in. Which always looks nicer.
Some bars or something.
Yeah.
What's that twin tiger shark has his art.
Yeah, it's got some nice art.
Background contest beyond the.
But I think for that developer, if he wants to send us links to the TVs he's testing with, I mean, we could take a look. It's good to know like what
Yeah.
TVs have those aspect ratios.
Yeah, show us, send us some pics, or it didn't happen. In addition to looking at bundles on the website, would it be possible to look into listing prices for games on there too?
Yeah, Jared
Yeah.
was talking about that the other day.
Yeah, I think that's something that's also being looked into. And then potentially buying games directly off the website.
Well, I think you were talking about showing the local price on there, and
Well, showing
Price.
prices for games on websites, and then also for sales and bundles going in the future, showing what the original price is, slashed out with the sale or bundle price.
Tons of weird.
We're
What-
over.
What happened, Bob?
Matt's in my ear talking about cocktail parties and the food
Oh.
serving.
Swizzle sticks.
Um,
Your drinks.
Oh, okay. Let's play a food game because I'm gonna win unless you guys brought the pain. Oh, wait, hold on. In the future, will you have a screenshot option to make it a background? Oh,
That'd be
yeah, that's cool. That'll take some significant amount of engineering, but you stay tuned, Tim/Clone99T. Tim Gottman,
yeah, that would be cool.
did you have your
Go ahead.
practice cookie?
What is happening?
Didn't make a practice cookie. I did make
Practice.
several practice pancakes. But yeah, I guess the best thing I've got for last week is I did make stuffing.
Was it
Go with the
stovetop
turkey.
stuffing?
It was. How did you know?
Because this week's episode of OUYA Dev Support Office Hours is brought to you by Stovetop. Just kidding. No, I just guessed. Because I figured that was
Stouffer's. I don't know if it's Stouffer's or Stuffers, but
Nothing's wrong with
Stouffer's
Stovetop.
lasagna.
It's just like if Tim was gonna make stuffing, it's probably Stovetop. I'm just saying he probably didn't like dry his bread and like crumple up breadcrumbs and like do all the crazy stuff.
Brown a little bit of sausage
Nah.
beforehand.
Like how homesteaders make stuffing.
Some chopped mushrooms in there.
Yeah.
Some celery, a bunch of turkey drippings.
Here's John
Yeah.
Telton. I'm thinking of computer monitors that have an HDMI port, such as the 21.9 ultra-wide LG monitors and the 4.3 computer monitors, etc.
Ultra wide.
Send us some pics, John. I mean,
So
we
it's
know what you mean.
About my stuffing. So I did make it in a 9x13 pan, poured a cup of chicken broth, chopped up celery, my Stouffer's or stovetop stuffing, and mix it all about. It was good.
This pic is unreal. Jared, what about you?
Tim, load up that picture of that the baby wearing the turkey hat. That looks amazing. It's like in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. Yeah, that looks amazing. I know what I'm getting my baby. The hat's pretty great.
That is good.
What did you eat?
Nothing like wearing a hat that symbolizes the carcass of something you just ate. So it's come off a little creepy, but also kind of adorable at the same time. So Tim's going first for food. Was it stuffing?
Yeah, he said stuffing and pancakes.
Okay, I would say that the best thing that I had was, man, this one's tough. You might actually win this one after all.
Yeah. Especially when
Why don't you
you're...
go first? 'Cause I'm
Okay,
still
yeah.
thinking. I'm not going to make. But go first.
Bring it. I have been, it's fall, so I've been doing a lot of slow cooking, right? So this weekend, not only did I make like a wild rice, I'm going to call it a Tuscan wild rice soup with sausage and vegetables and like bits of tomato. It's amazing. But that's not my thing. That's a setup.
No, hold
That's
on.
a setup for what I actually made,
Shenanigans.
which was
Shenanigans.
slow cooked pork shoulder, which I've never done before. Cut up some shallots and some garlic, and some mustard and orange juice. What? Get out of here. Celery, potatoes and carrots, And I put that thing in there. I cooked it for 8 hours, Jared. 8 hours.
This is BS. You got to say two things.
That's the one I'm
I've
submitting.
been disqualified for that in the past.
Oh no. Jared, it's yours to lose. You're muted.
We're back to Barada all over again. Yay! Oh,
Baradagate. Hashtag
Gave
Baradagate.
Jared a win for something that I literally also ate.
Oh. Well, he probably described it tastier.
yeah. I don't think I won either, though. That baby's getting bigger and cuter. I speaking of which, actually made the most interesting thing I had. I don't think I won, but we made baby food fresh. We made this we blended it and steamed it. It was a combination of pear, fresh raspberries, and kale into this mush, this organic stuff, and it was like the best kind of like healthy mush smoothie sauce I've ever had that we fed the baby, and she loved it, and it was really good. And then we took the leftover steamed off juices from the raspberry and then put it in homemade sparkly water stuff, and it was really tasty to drink. Again, I don't think we win, but it was very good.
That's your second baby food submission in 2 weeks.
I know. It's kind of sad. Well, some of the stuff I had this week was really good too, but like it was stuff that I've ordered before from places, and it's been previous entries. Although I will say the Monster Salad place on the street made a really good organic tom kha Thai soup with chicken and coconut milk and corn and rice and stuff. That was really good. But I still have to cede to you.
Matt's upset because you keep. I'm gonna get the win to me.
You upset with me?
Oh, Matt wants to play for once.
Play.
What is that?
That is bison and bacon chili.
Get out of here! You don't get to play.
Wow.
Matt.
He had M bison chili.
That's what he called it.
And bison chili.
Matt wins. Game over.
All right. Well, this game is fun again, guys. I like it. Let's continue to do it.
I was gonna.
Yay! So did who won? Did M bison chili win?
Yeah, M bison chili wins. It was gonna be me, but
Why
Whatever.
can't we draw right now?
whatever, man.
I can't draw.
You gotta enable draw.
I thought I did. Oh well, doesn't matter. That baby's too cute. Oh God, I'm afraid about what you're about to do with that. All right, I'm gonna go eat because I have delicious lounge.
I'm hungry.
So-
Bye, everybody.
Oh God, what is going on?
Bye. Baby's
Baby's
gonna say bye. What babies?
Bye, turkey baby.
All right, bye, Jared. Bye,
Bye.
T. Bye, me. Bye, Matt. Bye, everybody.